NKTelco Sports welcomes you to our coverage of high school girls basketball, where the Russia Raiders will take on the Botkins Trojans. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: the First National Bank, Hometown Opportunity, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Precision Strip, and St. Henry Bank. Looking live here at the Coliseum, my name's Brandon Coverman, alongside me Craig Louth, for this first day of February matchup between the Russia Raiders and Botkins Trojans. And first, taking a look at the visiting Raiders, they sit at an 11-7 record under second-year head coach Michael Bayshore, and this team really just trying to get things going. Craig, they're a young team. They've picked up a couple good wins. They beat a good New Knoxville team on Monday, and really just trying to increase motivation going towards tournament time. Yeah, they won their 5 out of the last 6 games, and they've been playing very good basketball here just in time for tournament, the draw being Sunday. So if they can get a win today, maybe they can improve their seeding. And right now they're the number 6 seed in the Division 7 Southwest District North, so a win can only help them. And not too far behind them in that seeding is the Botkins Trojans. And the Botkins Trojans coming off a loss to the Fort Laramie Redskins, obviously the top team in the Shelby County, so no shame really, you want to say, in taking a loss to those guys. But really Botkins just trying, like Russia, to build some momentum going into tournament time here, Craig. Botkins has hit a lull, if you want to say. They're like 2-8 in their last 10 games. I did the Fort Laramie game on Thursday night, and Fort Laramie just applied the defensive pressure, and Botkins could not control it, could not handle it. They ended up with 29 turnovers. One positive note out of it was Taylor Holzkamp had 16 points that night. She played a whale of a game. I think that's her season high this year, so maybe see if she can keep the momentum going and carry Botkins to a victory here. So if you're wondering about what these two teams did in the first matchup, back in Russia on December 28th, the Raiders took that matchup 63-32. We don't expect that type of game here. We expect a lot tighter game here today in the always challenging Shelby County League, playing each other 2 times. But it will be a good one here today, as we'll kick it down to our public address announcers for the starting line, or for the national anthem. We'll come back here with the starting lineups and keys to the game. It's above here next on NKTelco Sports.
We're more than just a bank. Our commitment goes beyond banking transactions. It's about investing in the hearts and hopes of the people we serve. From scholarships that pave the way for bright futures to local initiatives that enrich lives, we stand by you every step of the way. Because when our community thrives, we all prosper. Together, we build a stronger, brighter community.
Is your internet slowing down your family fun? Your work and all the things you need to get done? Say goodbye to buffering, lagging, and endless loading screens. With NKTelco's blazing fast internet and smart Wi-Fi, everyone gets the speed they need. No contracts, no hidden fees, just everyday low prices and fast speeds. NKTelco, keeping your family connected.
Back here live on NKTelco Sports as we get ready for player introductions here for both sides. Again, it is senior day here at Botkins, honoring their 3 seniors here today: Jana Metz, Delana Pitts, and Sophie Braun here tonight. And let's take a look at those starters. First, for the visiting Russia Raiders, it is number 3, Claudia Haney. Number 20, sophomore Hazel Francis. Number 21, senior Addison Shappy. Number 22, sophomore Celeste Borchers. And rounding out the lineup, number 24, freshman Ariana Cardonier. The head coach of the Russia Raiders in his 2nd season is Michael Bayshore. So we get going, the classic Metallica song here. Enter Sandman here, and the lights turn off here for the Botkins Trojans girls. Again, senior day for them. 3 seniors: Jana Metz, Delana Pitts, and Sophie Braun. Number 14, starting out the starter, sophomore Peyton Flatfoot. Number 22, sophomore, Maddie Fry. Number 0, senior, Jana Metz. Number 24, senior, Sophie Braun. And rounding out the lineup, a senior, number 12, Delana Pitts, and she's going to get a nice cheer from the crowd here. You see the brace on her. She tore her ACL in the preseason. Well-deserved honor here for her today, as she's going to get an honorable start here today, not being able to play this whole season. And I really can't imagine, Craig, getting your senior season taken away by injury, and
right.
That's got to be awful. But I'm glad she's able to get this on here today.
Yeah, it is. That's a great moment for a senior playing her last game. So we'll see, like we talked before the game, where they let her score a bucket and then return.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game here first. Let's take a look first for the Russia Raiders.
For the Raiders, they want to start fast. They need to avoid the turnovers, and they need to create ball pressure.
And let's take a look for the Botkins Trojans.
For Botkins, they need to run the offense efficiently, rebound the first miss, and they need to stay composed.
And Elena Pitt's going to get the score as they let senior Addison Chappie score for the Raiders, and they let 21 seconds burn in a well-deserved honor for Pitts, her final time walking off the court here as a Botkins Trojan. Of course, very emotional for her. Never tough. It's never easy, I should say, leaving your home court for your last time, as she's obviously visibly emotional, and she gets a standing ovation from everyone here, and rightfully so, as she goes through and hugs head coach Tyler Carson there for the final time, as Pitts has been a multi-year letter winner and would have been one of the lead scorers for this squad here today, and officials let that play out. So we'll play with 21 less seconds, but an even score nonetheless, so to speak, here, as it's 2-2 on our First National Bank Pink First scoreboard. And the Raiders will come up with the basketball. It'll be Ariana Cardonier with it. Cardonier will give it on the left side to Hazel Francis. Francis back over to Ariana Cardonier. Shot fake on the inside, back out to Hazel Francis. Francis backs it out, gets a screen from Borchers.
Botkins playing man-to-man.
Cut on the inside, Celeste Borchers going up, and she's going to be fouled, and will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Going to get Maddie Fry with the foul.
Borchers at the line, 2 free throws for her, a sophomore for the Raiders.
63% free throw shooter.
Her first free throw, she'll connect to give the Raiders the lead on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Here, Coach Carson anticipating some pressure, saying watch the run and jump. They're expecting some pressure from the Raiders, and they do put on the full court pressure. It's up ahead. It is Taylor Holzkamp who come in the lineup for Pitts as Haney takes it away. Haney gets it up to Shappy. Shappy will give it out over to Ariana Cardonier, and the Raiders will reset here. Cardonier goes to the left side to Addison Shappy. Left side Shappy up over to Haney. Haney looking for the post entry. Going to drive on the inside, and she's fouled on her way to the basket, and it'll be a on the floor foul, so the Raiders will inbound it.
Jenna Metz picks up the foul, her first, team second. Yeah, Botkins had a lot of trouble with the pressure from Fort Laramie on Thursday night. Like I said, they had 29 turnovers total in the game.
There's getting in Addison Shappy. Looked at a step back three. He'll pass it to Haney, trying to get it on the inside to Borchers. Right side, Ariana Cardonier. Cardonier up over to Celeste Borchers. Left side, Francis. Francis back out over to Haney. Gets it to a flashing Celeste Borchers. Off-balance shot. No good, and the rebound comes down.
Might have got away. Botkins might have got away with a foul on that one. She looks like she got pushed from behind.
Maddie Fry, nice shot fake. We'll kick it out to Braun. The senior going to fire a three. Off the mark, no good. Rebound comes down to Ariana Cardonier, and she's fouled in backcourt. It's 3 fouls quickly against the Botkins Trojans. Only not even 2 minutes into this contest, so already being threatened really by being in that double bonus quickly here in the first quarter.
Yeah. Very similar to Thursday night's game.
And one thing I think this new rule change that was implemented last year with, only having a double bonus really encourages good defense.
Yes, it does.
And playing smart and playing good, skillful basketball. Shappy has it out front to Haney.
Read a lot of posts on Facebook and things, and that's one thing that a lot of people would like to see get rid of is go back to the 1-and-1. But like you said, it makes them play good defense, better defense.
Mets got the steal last possession. There should be a foul against Haney. First foul on the Raiders. Pair of Botkins substitutions coming in. Number 13, Lauren Gerstner. And it looks like number 11 there, Bree Egbert.
Yep. Flatfoot coming out. Braun. Wait. Nope, Maddie Fry coming out. Kind of a mix-up on who was replacing who.
Braun will get it in the corner. There's a flash it in the post. Yep, through a pair of Raider defenders, no good. And Botkins can't corral the rebound on the backside. Gerstner and Metz confused on who needed to get that one. Here comes Ariana Cardonier. She'll go on the left side up over to Addison Shappy. We'll reverse it over to Celeste Borchers. Borchers on the right side to Ariana Cardonier. Looking around, gives up to Hazel Francis. Francis back out to Cardonier. Cardonier trying to split the defense on the inside. He'll kick it out to Borchers. Shot fakes, goes in the lane through the defense. Good move, but it just fell short. And Botkins holds and gets the rebound. 4:56 to go in the first quarter. It's 4-2 Russia on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Egbert in the lane will kick it to Gerstner in the corner. Back up over to Braun. Braun will give it up over to Gerstner. Gerstner going to fire a three, try to take the lead, and shot's no good. The rebound's pulled down by Addison Shappy. Shappy up to Borchers, who looks at a three. He'll kick it to Shappy. Shappy's going to fire a three. That's off the mark, no good. And the cold shooting continues to start this ball game.
Rough start for both teams. Russia 1 of 5, and so far Botkins 1 of 4.
Ball up over to Braun. Braun, again, one of the 3 seniors on this squad, playing her last game here at the Coliseum. Goes on the left side, it's Gerstner. On the right side here, it is Hillscamp.
Botkins right now, their offense, not a good flow going.
Jana
Oh,
Metz,
Metz.
up and under. Nice move by Jana Metz. And Craig, I think you gave them some luck that they needed there. And Jana Metz with the big bucket.
Great move by the senior. Reverse layup from the opposite side, going right to left.
Cardonier gives up over to Haney. Haney up over to Addison Shappy. She'll fire another three from the corner and gets it right back as she buries one from the left corner.
She comes in shooting 38%. She has 33 of them now on the season, 33 for 86.
You'll see the Raiders probably run some flare screens and sets for her to try to free her open to shoot from beyond the arc. Again, like Craig said, shooting at that 38% clip. Braun will give it up over to Holzkamp. Holzkamp on the inside, wraparound pass. There's Gerstner with the 20-footer, and she's got it. Now Botkins has got a little flow on offense here, thanks to Craig's help.
Saved Coach Carson the timeout there.
Good defense out front, being harassed. And nice job by the Botkins Trojans to cause a jump ball and a Raider turnover.
Second turnover on the Raiders.
Pair of substitutions in for Botkins. Coming back in is Peyton Plattfoot and Maddie Fry. Coming in for the Raiders is Faith York, number 4. So 6 contest here. There's lead, and the Botkins Trojans will have a dead ball turnover there.
One right between her legs. Plattfoot's legs.
Here comes Ariana Cardonier. Cardonier gets up over on the top of the key to Haney. Back out to York. York looks at a three, gets it to a flashing Celeste Borchers. Back up over to Hazel Francis, who gets a shot fake, goes on the inside. Her shot's short. Cordonier throws it up, and she scores. Nice score there by the freshman Ariana Cordonier.
Good offensive rebound there. Second chance point.
9-6, Raiders ahead. York trying to get a steal out front momentarily. So Trojans will keep hold of it. Inside, a kick in the corner. Maddie Fry's going to fire a three. Her shot's no good. Rebound on the weak side by Metz. She goes up through the contact, and it'll stay Botkins basketball. The Raiders might have got away with some contact there on Metz's shot.
One thing that's a guarantee is Jana Metz is always going to be around the basketball.
Box set for the Trojans here. And it's tipped out of bounds by Hazel Francis, as it'll stay with the Trojans. They'll just move it to the corner here on the spot.
I think they're waiting for the basketball, won't it?
Yeah, it goes out in the hallway.
Yeah.
Hate when that happens.
Nobody out there.
Inbounder Hillscamp. They get it to Metz in the corner. Trying to free up Hillscamp here on the right wing.
Taylor coming off that 16-point game against Fort Laramie Thursday.
Driving on the inside, and there's a foul. Shot is good. Count it. And one there for Bree Egbert. And she'll go to the line with a chance of the old-fashioned three-point play.
Give the foul to number 20, Hazel Francis, her first, team second.
Claudia Haney will come in. Kylie Dosek, who was in the lineup, I didn't even get her mentioned in for a substitution. A quick break.
Egbert going for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Addison Shappy returns for the Raiders, and Sophie Braun for the Trojans.
Egbert 28 of 46 from the line this season. That's a 61% clip.
Raiders don't have anyone in the box there. As Haney gets the rebound, Haney up ahead, leaking ahead. I think that might have been by design.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And Hazel Francis gets the score. I think that was by design. They were hoping they'd get the rebound, a gamble, but it pays off for the Raiders.
Nobody from Botkins caught that, and good ball movement by the Raiders.
Smart play there, extends the Raider lead to 3. Time the Raiders get a bucket, the Trojans seem to respond right back.
Oh, what? Oh, they missed Flatfoot underneath.
They're going to give it to Fry in the corner. Her three-pointer is off the mark. Rebound in the corner will go to the Trojans as it'll be loose here in the corner. A lot of contact there out front. It's going to be a backcourt violation on the Trojans, as a big mess down there in the corner, really.
Yeah, third turnover on the Trojans.
The Raiders will now get the benefit of taking it out under their own basket. Borchers gets it right wing. Shot fakes, gives it over to Ariana Cordonier. Cordonier gets a ball screen. We'll give it up over to Haney. Nice flash and roll by Celeste Borchers to the basket.
Nice pass.
And she just slipped off that screen very well. Kept herself set and got the bucket. 13-8 Raiders on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard with 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Three-pointer at the top of the wing. Dances around and out. Race to the corner, and Botkins cannot corral it. Boy, Botkins really fighting hard on these offensive rebounds. They're crashing the glass very hard this quarter. They've had a few times they just haven't been able to corral the basketball.
Yeah. Maddie Fry 0 for 3 from beyond the arc, still trying to find that shot, hit that first one.
Hazel Francis on the inside, gets it to Shappy in the corner. Shappy drives, off balance, teardrop is good in the lane. It's 15-8 Raiders. Here comes Fry, half-court shot. It rattles in and out. The Raiders end the quarter on a 6-0 run. Russia leads Botkins 15-8 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. We'll step aside, come back with our second quarter of action here next on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement. We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Back here at the Coliseum, senior day for the Botkins Trojans, and they trail the Russia Raiders 15-8. A back and forth start to that first quarter, Craig. Russia finishes off the quarter on a 6-0 run.
Yeah, they ended up shooting 5 of 9 from 2, 1 of 2 from 3, 6 of 11 overall. Botkins 4 of 6 from 2 and 0 of 5 from 3, 4 of 11 overall.
Raiders get the ball on the inside to Claudia Haney. Too much on that one as Jana Metz clears the boards for Botkins.
Russia had some unforced error there by Botkins. Now with
Botkins
5. Yeah, Russia had a couple plays. That one on the free throw where they did ball maybe hit the floor once, and they had that open, easy layup, and then they had another one, a give and go.
Well, 18-footer there by Claudia Haney's drilled. Give the assist to freshman Ariana Cardonier. Haney's first bucket of the night.
Largest lead for the Raiders, 9 points.
Got an 8-0 run here on the Botkins Trojans. To the rack, shot by Gersner, no good. Here comes Haney, that skies in for the rebound. Goes up over to Ariana Cardonier. She runs the break. Just missed Borchers, who was wide open. Goes over to Francis on the inside. Francis kicks it out to Shappy. She'll shot fake. She'll reverse the basketball to Haney. Over on the right wing to Hazel Francis. Francis kicks it to Borchers. Borchers for a three-pointer, top of the key, bullseye. And the Raiders now on an 11-0 run. They lead 20-8 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Borchers, 18th three of the year. Or I should say, sorry, 4th three of the year.
And we got a timeout by Coach Tyler Carson. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with him. Russia 20, Botkins 8 here on NKTelco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
The Hometown Opportunity Platform is exceptional.
It is focused, laser focused on the careers in our four-county region.
100% of the time we go to Hometown Opportunity. We've had great success from a handful of applications when we need them, as well as a recent one where we had 67 applicants.
Honestly, it's a competitive advantage.
The Hometown experience has been everything I could have dreamed of and more.
Back here on NKTelco Sports, and the Russia Raiders lead the Botkins Trojans 20-8 here, Craig, and Raiders really hitting shots here and creating turnovers now.
Yeah, they are. Here's another breakaway.
Claudia Haney gets the steal and score. Raiders now on a 13-0 run. And a couple Raiders substitutions in. Callie Gubo and Faith York in the lineup. Gubo making her first appearance. Trojans up ahead, and another Botkins turnover. Ever since there was that 9-8 mark, the Trojans struggling to take care of the basketball.
Yeah, they're up to 7 turnovers now, and a lot of them are unforced.
Cardonier out front, guarded by Metz, reverses course, gives it to Borchers. She's at the top of the key. Nice feed to Haney, can't finish on the inside though as Metz pulls down the rebound.
Just a little short there on that jumper.
Ron with the basketball, guarded by the junior Callie Gubo. Left side, basketball goes into Kristen Wendell, who checked in the lineup, her first appearance. And another Botkins turnover. Outlet over to Faith York. York to Borchers. Eyes a three. Is in some trouble here. It's got to get out of it. We'll kick it to Ariana Cordonier, who slithers through the lane. Her shot's no good. And Wendell pulls away the basketball. And Wendell
probably got away with a walk there.
There's either a walk or a foul. Something should have been called there. I think they could have been right on it, either one.
Yeah.
And the official let it go there. I wouldn't blame it if they would have called a walk or a foul. They let that one go. Guess they just said play on. Little screen there from Haney on the inside through the contact. Claudia Haney having a very nice first half with 6 points. And we got a
Maddie Fry get her hand.
Yeah,
I know against Thursday night against Lormy, she had that. I don't know if it was her thumb taped up. So,
I mean, that's kind of what she was smacking. It looked like against her hand there, as the athletic trainer is going to take a look at her.
I think that's what it is.
Kylie Dosek will come in for the Raiders.
It's like Plattfoot came in for Maddie Fry.
Wendell up ahead. Wendell through the defense. Nice drive by her, but she just couldn't finish. Callie Gubo with the basketball for the Raiders. Will bring it up, outlet it to the point guard, Ariana Cordonier. Back over to Gubo. Gubo will exchange it off with Faith York. York guarded by Metz, but a late foul going to come in.
Metz picks up her first, team first of the second quarter.
And a very short breather there for Claudia Haney as Celeste Borchers going to go out.
Haney with 6 points here already in the second quarter.
Donner gets it right, the Trojan logo. 4:22 to go till halftime. She leads 24-8 on the First National Bank first scoreboard. A 15-0 run for the Raiders as York shot on the inside, no good. Weak side rebound, Cordonier. She puts it in, make it a 17-0 run for the Raiders.
That's her second one of the game. Put back.
Cordonier's scoring has increased throughout the season. She's primarily the team ball handler, but the scoring has come along in the second half of the season for Coach Michael Bayshore. And there's a jump shot. It's no good. Haney pulls down the board, trying to get out of it, and there's a late foul going to come in on Botkins.
Going to get Holzkamp. That's her second. Her and Metz both with 2 fouls now.
Comes Ariana Cordonier. Out to Kylie Dosek. Dosek trying to exchange it to York out front. Wendell gets her hand in it. Goes over to Dosek. Dosek to Gubo. Gubo going to fire a three from the top of the key. And the Raiders can't miss this quarter.
They can't.
Callie.
I've only missed 4 shots so far this quarter.
Here comes the run and jump for the Raiders. Up ahead in the forecourt. Here comes the Trojans. They kick it to Wendell on the left wing, trying to end this drought, and they do. Kristen Wendell, or sorry, excuse me, that's Bree Egbert that made that three, or was that Wendell? Sorry, Wendell, my bad.
Wendell. That stopped that 20-0 run.
Yeah. Egbert with the assist, and yeah, ends that 20-0 Raider run. As they cut the deficit to 18 here. York out front. It's on the right side to Ariana Cordonier. Back over to Faith York. York looks to attack downhill. Get a screen from Dosek here. Back over to Haney. Haney on the inside. Nice flash to Dosek. She just couldn't finish on the inside, and she's fouled down low. And a pair of Raiders subs going to come in. Hazel Francis and Addison Shappy will come in as Callie Gubo, Faith York exit.
Foul was on Bree Egbert, her first, team third.
Well, into Addison Shappy. Raiders going to shoot the three, and there's an illegal screen. It's going to be on Claudia Haney.
That's her second foul.
Wouldn't matter anyway if Shappy didn't make it, as Haney will exit out, and coming into the lineup for the Raiders is Celeste Borchers.
Rushy, a little man-to-man full court press.
basketball. Peyton Plattfoot out front. Plattfoot looks to go to the left side. Will reverse course, pass it up over to Taylor Hillscamp. Hillscamp will give it up over to Wendell on the right side. Wendell gets a screen, slithers in the lane. Looks to kick it out. And it's deflected by Dosek, trying to get it in the back court. And one had an over and back violation, one had a kick. And right thing to do if you're an official, confer there. The right call, it is Botkins basketball from our angle.
Good job by the officials there to get together and discuss it.
All over to Jana Metz, who checks back in for Botkins. Nice jump shot look, couldn't fall. And it's Raider basketball there. That jump shot missed by Egbert, as Gerstner and Braun will check back in for Botkins.
Russia shooting 6 of 11 here in the second quarter after shooting 6 of 11 in the first quarter. So 12 of 22 overall so far.
Cardonier getting redirected in the lane, gets it back up over to Addison Shappy. Shappy out over on the left side to Hazel Francis. Looking, cross-court pass to Ariana Cardonier. She's going to fire a three. It's off the mark, no good. Rebound goes down to Gerstner. Gerstner passes it up. It's up over to Plattfoot. Peyton Plattfoot trying to drive on the inside. Back out to Gerstner. In the corner, it's Braun kicks out to Wendell. High arcing three, too much on that as it falls in the hands of Addison Shappy.
Under a minute here.
It's been a 14-3 advantage for the Raiders in this quarter. As Shappy at the top of the key looks to take a deep two, will instead kick it to Celeste Borchers. Out to Hazel Francis. Francis spin or a fake goes on the right side, gets up to Dosek, finally extended over to Cordonier. Cordonier looks to drive baseline. Out to Dosek, who shot fakes, looks to take an elbow jumper. Back out to Celeste Borchers. Shappy will take it out front as Braun deflects it in the backcourt.
Braun playing aggressive man-to-man defense there.
Botkins still has a foul to give. It's out to Kylie Dosek. Post entry pass to Celeste Borchers, and they turn the basketball over.
It's only the fourth turnover on the Raiders, 2 in each quarter. While Botkins has 8 total, 4 in each quarter.
Faith York Caligubo subs in with his 12.1 seconds to go here till the half. Botkins going to get some full court pressure. The Trojans
got to be quick here.
Kick it in the corner. Gerstner going to fire a three. Too much on that one. York gets the rebound. No time to get any real shot off, but we head to the halftime break. The Russia Raiders lead the Botkins Trojans by a score of 29-11. We'll step aside and come back with our first half stats and recap in the second half of action here next on NKTelco Sports.
We are more than just a bank. Our commitment goes beyond banking transactions. It's about investing in the hearts and hopes of the people we serve. From scholarships that pave the way for bright futures to local initiatives that enrich lives, we stand by you every step of the way. Because when our community thrives, we all prosper. Together, we build a stronger, brighter community.
Is your internet slowing down your family fun? Your work and all the things you need to get done? Say goodbye to buffering, lagging, and endless loading screens. With NKTelco's blazing fast internet and smart Wi-Fi, everyone gets the speed they need. No contracts, no hidden fees, just everyday low prices and fast speeds. NKTelco, keeping your family connected.
Back here on NKTelco Sports, it's halftime here at the Coliseum on Senior Day, and the Russia Raiders lead the Botkins Trojans 29-11. Let's take a look at our first half numbers here, brought to you by Craig Lau.
All right, for Russia, they were led in scoring by Addison Shappy and Celeste Borchers. Each had 7. Claudia Haney had 6. Ariana Cordonier had 4. Kaylee Goubeau had 3, and Hazel Francis had 2 for their 29. Overall, they shot 9 of 18 from inside the arc, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc, so 12 of 23 overall for 52%. And they were 2 of 2 from the line. They had 15 rebounds, 3 of those were offensive, and they had 4 turnovers. For Botkins, they had Kristen Wendell had 3, and then Jana Metz, Bree Egbert, Delaney Pitts, and Laura Gerstner had 2 each for their 11. Overall shooting, they were 4 of 10 from inside the arc, 1 of 9 from beyond the arc, 5 of 19 overall for 26%, 0 of 1 from the line. They had 10 total rebounds, which 3 of those were on the offensive variety, and they had 8 turnovers, so 29-11. And one thing to point out is Russia had that big 20-0 run between the first and second quarters there.
Yeah, and that's really defined this lead that the Raiders had to start the second half. It was 9-8, and the Raiders, like Craig said, rattled off those next 20 points, and it's really made the difference here as there's a foul on Hazel Francis 17 seconds into this third quarter.
That's her second.
From Sophie Braun, and there's an illegal screen. I think Plattfoot was not able to keep her footing there and slipped there.
That's her first foul.
Yes, Raiders will bring the basketball up. Ariana Cardagna back over on the left side to Hazel Francis. Step over to Claudia Haney. Haney right side up over to Ariana Cardagna. Cardagna back over to Addison Shappy. Shappy looking. He's on the left side up over to Celeste Borchers. Inside Haney. And he gets a double team. Gets that ball taken away by the Trojans. There by Bree Egbert. And here comes the Trojans with the basketball. Plattfoot out over to Holzkamp. She's going to fire a 3. It's off the mark. No good. Braun with the rebound to the basket, and she'll score.
Good offensive rebound. Strong putback.
Now all 3 Botkins seniors get a bucket on their senior day.
Yeah, it was good to announce that Dee Pitts scored 2 points, her first 2 points of the year, and the only points since she's out with the knee injury.
Very good for her to start the game with that, and Raiders got a subsequent basket to kind of start this game. Church with it right side, up over to Sophie Braun, back to Jana Metz. Metz feeds it on the inside, kicks it out to Braun. Gives a shot fake. Over to Holzkamp. Holzkamp on the right wing, reverses the basketball.
The one girl you don't see in there is Maddie Fry. She's sitting over on the bench with her hand in a bucket of ice. She hurt that thumb again during the second quarter.
Yeah, you're right. Plattfoot on the inside gets blocked. And you don't want any more injuries for this Trojans team going into tournament, as Hazel Francis will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws.
Egbert picks up her second foul, team foul number 2.
Francis with exactly 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, connects on the first free throw. Faith York going to come in the lineup for Russia.
Francis, 56% free throw shooter.
So the line connects on both those free throws. She's got 4 in the contest, and the Raiders lead 31-13 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Metz on the inside. It's going to get tangled up for a jump ball. It's going to be Raider basketball and a Botkins turnover.
Botkins now with 9 turnovers, 8 there in the first half.
These teams trying to get ready for the tournament draw, which is tomorrow. So these coaches will see each other tomorrow as well as they determine each other's seedings. Haney on the inside, steps through. Nice feed from Francis to Haney, and Haney's got 8 points.
Nice post move there. She even was able to take a step.
Holzkamp, right wing 3. She's going to try it again, and she splashes it home from the right ring.
Taylor's first points of the game. Hits a 3.
York gives it out up over to Borchers. Back out over to Ariana Cardagna. Over here's Hazel Francis with the basketball. Francis out over to Celeste Borchers. Onside to Ariana Cordonier, who's got that ball poked out of bounds by Botkins. Had the inside positioning.
Yes, she did. Just good defense by Bree Egbert knocking it out.
I don't know what was said on
I
the
couldn't
PA.
understand.
Botkins applause there. Well, no 1,000 points or anything like that. I thought there would have been a presentation, maybe something like that, but
Braun's heading to the locker room.
Yeah, ball turned over there by the Raiders.
Ruschi with 3 turnovers already here in the third quarter. They took care of the basketball in the first half. They only had 4 total.
There's a trap by the Raiders and a late foul going to come in on Ruschi.
They got York with that one. Faith York picks up her first.
Caliguo going to come in for the Raiders as Hazel Francis comes out. We'll give and go in the corner. Here's Holzkamp being guarded by Cordonier, and a reach foul going to be called on Ariana Cordonier. So the third Raider team foul.
Her first. Botkins bench very thin right now with Maddie Fry out and Braun in the locker room. They have the JV players, but I don't, yeah. Well, now Maddie Fry looks like she's coming back. Sitting back on the bench.
Botkins Trojans been marked with injuries here. Right side, it's Egbert trying to feed it into Metz. Metz being guarded by Cordonier. She goes up. Her shot's no good, and Ariana Cordonier clears the boards. Ahead to Callie Gubo. Gubo in transition.
Oh, don't leave her alone.
Going to fire a 3 in and out. She gets her own rebound, though. Tries again from 12 foot, and this time she knocks it home. We got a timeout by Coach Michael Bayshore. It's a 30-second timeout. We'd like to take this 30-second timeout to thank our sponsors here on NKTelco Sports, because without them, we would not be able to bring you this action here today on NKTelco Sports. As I pull our sponsors up here, they are the First National Bank, Hometown Opportunity, the Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Precision Strip, and the St. Henry Bank. So, a 35-16 game here tonight, and the Ruschi Raiders lead the Botkins Trojans here. And both these teams, like we said, that tournament draw is coming up tomorrow, and I know we said that both of these teams look forward to hopefully winning a couple games in this tournament and making a run.
Yeah, they do. Ruschi right now ranks 6th in their sectional, while Botkins is 13th.
Of course, number 1 in that sectional is the always touted and defending Division IV state champions in old format, the Fort Laramie Redskins, as Haney enters double figures with a bucket there.
She goes coast to coast on that one, got the defensive rebound, just took it all the way.
And we got a carry there out front, as Kylie Dosek will come in for the Raiders. But again, Raiders sitting 6th in there, Botkins sitting there right at 8. And, really, we talked about it a little bit beforehand. There's some teams, these teams play a lot in the very good Shelby County League, and then a lot of them play a lot of MAC schools outside the conference. We know how good the MAC always is, and, everything. And we talked about how, maybe there's some teams ahead that might be ranked ahead of both Botkins and Ruschi that might not be as good as them.
Yeah. And I grew up MAC basketball, and that's the way it usually was. If we went down south, Dayton, Cincinnati way, it's a different, I don't want to say different breed of basketball, but it's definitely different.
Shot by Shappy, no good. But there's some teams that I look at, and that's some teams that you've looked at, there's some teams like Covington that has lost to Jackson Center, who, for example, these Raiders have beat twice, and Botkins has split with over the course of this year. Some teams that are up there that are higher seeded that they benefit. They don't play in as good of a conference, and they win. And I was trying to explain this last night on one other broadcast I was on, and how they figure out your points, and which there's no perfect system ever, but how they figure out the points is they give you 40% of it is your win percentage, so spit out the points. Another 40% is your opponent's win percentage, and then the other 20% is your opponent's win percentage.
So it's very similar to the football playoff system.
And we know even with the old football playoff system, there was no perfection with that either, as Haney scores on the second chance bucket. She's got a dozen now. So there's really, like I said, Craig, there's no perfect format.
Yeah.
But the best thing about sports is there's no hypotheticals. Go out and play. We'll see who the best team is.
Yep. And and with now having 7 divisions, I don't want to say the competition's watered down a little bit, but it's gonna be a different tournament. I mean, we saw that in volleyball with teams that play in a very strong conference go against teams that play in a weaker conference, that they did very good on the tournament run.
Raiders already in the double bonus, forcing the Botkins to get in the double bonus. Foul shot no good, as a couple substitutions in for Botkins. Peyton Plattfoot, and in for Rushy, Celeste Borchers. And it's the first free throw not connected there by Taylor Hulskamp. Hulskamp's second free throw is up and in. She's got 4 points now. As Jana Metz, the senior, returns again senior night for Sophie Braun, as she's back on the bench in a boot. It looks like there.
Yep.
People with it over to Kylie Dosek. Dosek to York, to a flashing Celeste Borchers. Celeste tried to get a wraparound pass to Dosek, but throws it away. But it'll be interesting that sectional Army's up there. Covington's ranked 2. Kind of an unknown team is Xenia Legacy Christian Academy, who, if you follow Shelby County girls basketball, had some teams that came into the sectional here and actually made the regionals a couple years ago in the old format in Division 4. So, they're usually a decent, solid program. They play in a conference called the Metro Buckeye. Metro Buckeye's not really a great conference, really in much at all, as Dosek's shots in and out. But it'll be interesting to see kind of how they are, as the Raiders cannot score on that attempt. Mississinawa Valley is in there. These Trojans beat the Blackhawks, so like we talked about, Botkins sitting down there, in one of those, sitting down there at the 11 spot. They, can give a team like that a run. We were talking about that in the pregame. Like, if you're Coach Tyler Carson and you've got 6 wins right now on the season, winning a regional title is probably not going to happen. But what you can do is you can spoil the tournament a little bit and cause an upset or something like that.
Yes, you can. Yeah, when they beat Mississinawa Valley, they came in undefeated at the time, and Botkins played a whale of a game.
And Botkins, who's sitting there like 5th in the Shelby County Athletic League, beat the best team in the Western Ohio Athletic Conference. So when we talk about, just the difference in terms of, play, in leagues like the MAC or the Shelby County League,
And it's not the school's fault. I mean, it's just, everybody goes through it. You have good teams, you have bad teams. And so it's just a matter of what conference you're in.
Raiders have the basketball. It's Ariana Credonier on the left wing. Credonier gets a screen, gives up over to Dosek. On the right wing over to Shappy. Shappy at the top of the key, back up over to Celeste Borchers. Left side, Hazel Francis. Raiders just going to keep working it around here. Raiders outscored the Trojans 10-6 this quarter. Borchers on the inside, in and out to Ariana Cardonier, who's in the lane. Shappy, top of the key, 3, in and out. Borchers gets the rebound, and Borchers goes up and in. 41-17, Raiders now here in the closing seconds of the quarter.
Borchers now with 9.
Wendell splits the defense to the basket. Good look, just couldn't get it to fall. And we've played 3 quarters of action here at the Coliseum. It's a 41-17 Russia lead over the Botkins Trojans. We'll step aside and come back with the 4th quarter of action here next on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Back here on NKTelco Sports, it's 41-17 Russia over Botkins here, and the Trojans going to start the 4th quarter with the basketball and bringing some substitutions in. It's Melina Monin and Delaney Munger in the lineup. As Russia make a quick substitution, Claudia Haney in. Kind of Coach Carson bringing in some junior varsity girls here pretty quickly. And Shappy fouled.
Pretty much that's what he has left on the bench is JV players with the 2 injuries.
And they got Braun and Fry who are in the starting lineup with some injuries. And like I said, it's just been a rough season of injuries for Coach Tyler Carson. They've just been snake bitten by those, starting with the DB Pitts injury of knee injury back in November, which probably would have been a league score, maybe a leading scorer and all-league honoree. That's a rebound. It's going to go the way of the Trojans.
So at least tournament time, he doesn't have to worry about the number of quarters that the girls played, so he can use that bench. I know he plays quite a few JV players.
Yeah.
Throughout the season in every game.
And that is, it's kind of a weird luxury. At the same time, it's a luxury, but you're used to a rotation as well.
Yeah, that's
right. When you go to a tournament game and you're saying, well, you can play all 4 quarters. And Botkins going to turn it over. They're on the line, give it back to the Raiders. York will inbound it in backcourt to Ariana Cardonier, guarded by Melina Monin.
Right now, 3 of the girls out there for Botkins mainly play JV with Monin, Munger, and Wendell.
Claudia Haney. And there's a foul on the senior, Jana Metz. So again, 3 seniors for the Botkins Trojans playing in their final game here today at Botkins. Jana Metz, Delana Pitts, and Sophie Braun. And senior night's going to start becoming more common here now as we're in the month of February, and the tournament draw being tomorrow for girls, and we'll see it on the guys' side as well. As Haney to the basket, her shot's no good. Rebound comes down to Jana Metz.
Did somebody say no?
Yeah, say no, don't shoot it.
There you go.
They knew that Delaney Munger was going to get a better shot right there from about 15 feet there. And it was to say, no, I knew you were going to hit that shot instead. Oh, man. Ariana Cardonier out front. Cardonier gives up over to Kylie Dosek, trying to get it into Haney. Left side to Hazel Francis. Francis trying to drive.
You hear all kinds of stuff when the gym's kind of quiet.
Yeah, exactly. The Raiders up 22, really being held together by a 20-0 run that they put together between the first and the second quarter here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Dosek goes up and gets blocked. Trojans with it, left side to Kristen Wendell. Wendell trying to drive, Wendell kicks it out. With it, looking to drive, cross-court pass. Munger trying again, her shot's no good. Ball on the floor, Kylie Dosek gets it over to Ariana Cardonier, and Coach Bayshort's wanting to get a timeout, and now he'll get it right now. It's a 30-second timeout. Again, that gives us another chance to thank those sponsors here on NKTelco Sports. Again, because like we said, without them, we would not be able to provide you with this coverage of Botkins Trojans athletics all year. They're the First National Bank, Hometown Opportunity, the Minster Bank, Knoxville Supply, Precision Strip, and the St. Henry Bank. Again, thanks to those sponsors for sponsoring us here all year on NKTelco Sports. Here, we've been able to bring you every single Botkins home game as we're getting towards obviously the home stretch of basketball games. It's warming up. The Super Bowl's next weekend. You know, pitchers and catchers are starting to report. March Madness is coming up soon. So a good time to be a sports fan.
That's right. We have, one more week of girls regular season and 2 weeks of boys. The boys draw is next Sunday.
That'll be very good. The boys' version of this game will be played here Friday. Both Craig and I will be on the call for that game. And a nice shot off balance to the contact. Celeste Borcher's having a whale of a game. She has 11 points now.
How did she get that to go in?
Sometimes you just throw it up and see what happens. She was trying to get through the contact there, and gets that to fall. Shot underneath, no good. Haney pulls away the board. Here comes Ariana Cardonier. Cardonier gets a screen. Close to a carry there.
Sure was.
On the left side, up over to Faith York. York drives, gets it to Hazel Francis. 12-footer for Hazel Francis is off the mark. Metz clears the boards. Botkins tries to split the defense. Metz goes up, her shot, dancing around and no good. Here comes Claudia Haney. Haney looking up ahead. Haney loses the basketball. Back out to Ariana Cardonier. Cardonier gets a screen from Celeste Borchers. Back over to Claudia Haney. Back up over to Hazel Francis. Coach Bayshore preaching patience on this possession for his girls. Up over to Ariana Cardonier. Raiders get a win. They'll clinch another winning season here. And Ariana Cardonier on the inside scores the basketball.
She's got 6 points now.
Like you said, she's a freshman, or this freshman class where she was undefeated throughout junior high. And one thing, Ariana Cardonier, one of the feature players on that team, and she really was used to scoring a lot. And one thing she's had to do is kind of be more of a primary ball handler this year instead of a scorer. But her scoring has amped up in these past couple games here for the Raiders.
She comes in averaging 6.4 points a game, 3.3 rebounds.
Jana Metz will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Foul is on Ariana Cardonier, her second, team first.
And Metz, one of those seniors here who are playing in her last game here. Watch her play on the volleyball floor. You're on the basketball team, so hats off to those seniors, again, playing in their final game here at the Coliseum. And Jana Metz gets both free throws to fall. And Jana Metz going off the floor. I think that's what they announced earlier. Braun went off the floor. I think they announced off the last time. So for the final time, Metz off, and they give her a well-deserved applause. And again, those 3 seniors, Delana Pitts, Jana Metz, and Sophie Braun. I think that's what they said earlier when Braun went out, I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
That's what we heard there from the public address announcer.
Jana Metz goes out with 4 points on the day.
They're just going to bring in some substitutions as well. Callie Gubo and Courtney Flippo into the lineup. Cross-court pass, Gubo in the corner. It's over to Courtney Flippo. over to Faith York. York will up over to Callie Gubeau and back to Borchers. Back up over to York.
Taylor Hills-Camp there playing very aggressive man-to-man defense. Almost got a couple steals.
Dosek up over to Callie Gubeau. Gubeau back up over to Celeste Borchers on the inside. Dosek beats it out to Gubeau, who thought about a three. Raiders just working it around the arc. Left side, Faith York trying to dribble on the inside. Getting pressure, gives it out up over to Celeste Borchers. Back out to Callie Gubeau. Bow elbow gives up to Borchers. Raiders just burning clock at this point.
Yeah, they are.
Just working on good passing, working until they get a good look. And we've got a timeout for substitutions, and going to clear the benches here for Botkins. It's going to be number 1, Cameron McFerrin. Number 2, McGuire Maurer. Number 5, Lily Bayless here for Botkins. And for the Raiders, it's going to be number 32, Cora Dosek. Number 23, Candy Schaefer. Number 2, Maddie Haney. Number 40, Annabelle Armstrong coming in for the Raiders. Armstrong with it on the right side. He'll give it up over to Maddie Haney. Left side over to Cammie Schaefer. Back up over to Armstrong, to Maddie Haney. These two played in the JV contest earlier. It was won by the Raiders 29-20. As Armstrong with it. Short reverse course, back to Haney. Left side, Cammie Schaefer. Over to Armstrong. Armstrong looks to drive. High off the glass, no good. Armstrong gets her own rebound now. Back out to Schaefer, who's going to fire a three. Her shot's no good. It's been a really low scoring fourth quarter. Only each team able to muster 4 points in the contest. And we got a double dribble there on Botkins as it went off her foot. Did for Wendell, and she picked it back up. And Melina Modden way to come back in for Botkins.
Gerstner goes out with 2 points.
Here comes Courtney Flippo. We'll give it up on the right side, up over to Annabelle Armstrong. Armstrong back to Schaefer. Schaefer looks to drive, back over to Maddie Haney. Haney left side, up over to Annabelle Armstrong, and Coach Michael Bayshore seems very pleased with this team as they're going to clinch a winning season here. They'll move to 12-7 on the year, on the campaign, as they'll just keep dribbling it out. So again, the final here will be 45-21 here on NKTelco Sports, as the Russia Raiders will move to 12-7 on the season, getting the win here today over the Botkins Trojans. And the Botkins Trojans will drop to 6-13. They'll be in action next at New Bremen on Tuesday against Amy Timmerman's New Bremen Cardinals before they close out the year with 2 more home games against Houston and Allen East. So again, before we go look at those final numbers, I'd like to thank those sponsors again: the First National Bank, Hometown Opportunity, the Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Precision Strip, and the St. Henry Bank. Again, for sponsoring those, are sponsoring all our games here on NKTelco Sports, so especially all the Trojans home games here this year. Let's take a look at our box score here tonight as Greg is tallying up his final totals. For Russia, it was 12 points from Claudia Haney, 5 from Callie Gubeau, 4 for Hazel Francis. Addison Shappy with 7 points. Celeste Borchers finished with 11, and Ariana Cardonier finished with 6. For Botkins, Jana Metz in her final game at Botkins finished with 4. Kristen Wendell with 3. Jelena Pitts in her final game, of course, started with that bucket with 2 points. Lauren Gerstner with 2. Taylor Hulskamp with 4. And Sophie Braun finished with 2 as well. Scoring after quarters here today was 15-8 Russia after 1 quarter. 29-11 Russia led at half. After 3 quarters, it was a 41-17 Raider advantage. And the final here from the Coliseum, Russia 45, and Botkins 21. Again, the Raiders move to 12-7. Botkins drops to 6-13. Both these teams back in action against Mac Schools on Tuesday. Botkins will hit the road right down 274 and face the Bremen Cardinals, while the Russia Raiders will be hosting the Marion Local Flyers, who are right in there, both at the top of the MAC. And we bring them back in the middle to back part of the MAC this season, which is going to be won by the St. Henry Redskins. And let's take a look at our final numbers here, brought to you by Craig Louth.
All right, first for the Russia Raiders. Overall, they shot 16 of 31 from two-point land, 3 of 10 from beyond the arc, 19 of 41 overall for 46%. Botkins, on the other hand, shot 6 of 24 from inside the arc and only 2 of 13 from beyond the arc, 8 of 37 overall for 21%. Free throws, Russia was 4-4, and Botkins was 3 of 7. Looking at rebounds, Russia had 30 total rebounds, 8 offense, 22 on the defensive end. Botkins had 19 rebounds, 7 offense, 12 defense. And turnovers, Russia had 9 and Botkins had 12. So those are the numbers for today's game.
And really, like we said, the thing that was different in this game was a 20-0 run by the Raiders in between that first and second quarter. Kind of seemed like the Raiders after that kind of coasted, and the Trojans really had a hard time really getting anything going on the offensive end. But overall, you know, both these teams gearing towards that tournament draw tomorrow.
Yeah, like you said, it was 9-8, and the game was kind of going back and forth there late in that first quarter, and then Russia just went on that 20-0 run, and Botkins just couldn't recover.
Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight from the Coliseum. Here again, the boys will play Russia and Botkins on Friday. Craig and I will both be on the call for that on Friday, so if you cannot make the game, you can buy the pay-per-view ticket here and listen to us here on NKTelco Sports. But again, like I said, that'll do it for us here tonight. For the final time from the Coliseum, it is Russia 45 and Botkins 21. For my partner, Craig Louth, I'm Brandon Coburn saying good night, everyone.